guys, it is the new 80s revolution, and we are back on the couch for our Christmas special. We have been waiting all December.
All December.
To sit down on this couch to do the Christmas special, and we are here. It's Chris Seaver, it's Jason Knupp, and it's another guy sitting over here. This is Chris Tanski, and if you watched, and I know that you did, a couple videos ago when we took you on a tour of Fright Rags, we are sitting next to the production manager at Fright Rags, Chris Tanski. Welcome to the big show.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, sir. Christopher Seaver?
Yeah.
Welcome to our Christmas episode.
I know, right?
What the heck are we doing tonight?
Oh man, we're doing a lot. We're going to talk about our top 5, possibly more, toys that we got when we were growing up for Christmas.
And we're going to keep this to under a half hour, right?
Of course.
Yes,
this is only going to be a
are.
15-minute show.
15-minute show coming at you guys.
And then
Hold you to that.
we're going to talk about our favorite Christmas movies, Christmas specials growing up in the 80s. Well, maybe a little food talking, like treats and whatnot.
There's treats at Christmas?
Yes,
Always.
there's always treats at Christmas.
What kind of Christmas did you have?
Well,
Party
a
punch.
treat-free one, apparently. And if you remember a little segment that we used to do back in, like, our first episode,
Oh, used to? You mean?
called, like, I Totally Remember This, Do You? Well, guess what? It is back.
It is back.
Tonight.
Yes.
A Christmas-themed, Like I Totally Remember This, Do You? Coming up tonight on the New 80s Revolution. But before that, 600. Let's
know.
remind these guys what we have in store for them.
Thank you.
Because
Good job.
we were able to reach 600 subscribers. In fact, we now have 622.
Woo!
So 22 of you new subscribers are welcome to join us on Saturday, January 13th at 8:30 for the live Q&A with the New 80s Revolution.
8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, folks.
8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Gotta
And we
make
do
sure.
have to mention that because we have some wonderful fans that do not live in this country.
No, all the way across the pond.
And we'd like them to join us as well.
Yes,
of
please.
course.
And again, this is the opportunity for you folks to ask us anything. We'll talk about 80s. We'll talk about maybe the 90s. We'll talk about our
90210.
underwear size. We'll talk about 902. We'll talk about the hairs in our nostrils. I mean, it's
Ooh.
going to be amazing. It's going to be nipply. It's going to be exciting.
Hairs in her nostrils.
But you know what else we're going to do tonight, Jason?
Tell me, sir.
Something very special.
I didn't know.
We are going to gift give.
That's tonight?
That's tonight.
Did you forget?
Of course not. Get out of here, you wacky character.
Oh my gosh, I felt coal in my soul.
Yes, that's
I know,
right.
yes.
We are going to exchange gifts. That's
right.
right. Santa Claus comes tonight to the New 80s Revolution.
Santa Sievage.
And that's right. And you will
Santa
see.
Knupp.
You will see the gifts as we see the gifts.
That's
we
right.
have no
It's a
idea.
surprise.
It's a
No?
total surprise. So the pleasure, the joy, the shock, and the surprise on our faces tonight
Or
is going to
disgust.
be 100% real.
That's
Or
right.
disgust. It's possible.
Oh man, so much show.
So much show.
But you know what we got to do right
We
now?
got to pay some bills.
That's right, we got to pay those bills.
So come back, check out these commercials. We'll be right back right here on the New 80s Revolution tonight.
Jingle bells, hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Happy holidays, Vern.
It's Christmas with the Leprechauns. And at the end of the rainbow, they're keeping a pot of Christmas gold. But a boy accidentally pulls up the wrong Christmas tree and releases an evil witch who's out to steal their gold.
And the gold is finally mine!
But the leprechaun has a different plan.
The gold's yours, lad. Never let her have it. I promise.
Leprechaun's Christmas Gold, Thursday at 5 on 19.
Christmas commercials.
How about those memories? Was that not awesome? Where do you find these things? You are a genius.
I mean, it just happens. It's just because of our show.
Yeah.
As our lovable UK viewers pointed out, this is a show. And every show, every good show from the 80s needs their commercials.
2 vloggers more over in the UK, really giving great compliments. They called this thing a show. And I was like, that was like one of the best comments we've ever gotten, because that was what I wanted to do from the beginning. I wanted to make this like a show. And now we have a show, according to 2 people over in the UK. So thank you all very much. Okay,
So-
we're back. We're back, and we're going to do the top 5, our top 5. Our top 5. Remember that, people out there. This is our top 5 favorite Christmas gifts of the 80s.
Yeah, you can't refute it, really.
Right.
I mean, you
Yes,
can't be
they
like...
can.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they'll try. Be like, what? That was one of your gifts? Top 5?
No.
But that's not what I got.
No top 5 list is complete without a Connect 4 board game.
Well, yeah, so this is...
Anybody have Connect 4?
The things that we got growing up in the 80s. These are our, like, top 5, like, special, oh my god, things that we can remember. Because honestly, guys, I can't remember a lot, which is crazy. Like, I was talking to my wife the other night, and I was like, you know, honestly, all the Christmases throughout the 80s, it's very hard to remember all of them.
Yeah, they all kind of blend together.
It really does.
Yeah.
And birthdays do as well,
Yeah.
so I'm like, God, it took me a while to really pinpoint what the heck I got.
I ran into the exact same problem. And that's why I got, you know, with these lists, I tend to get a little out of the box, a little creative. So my top 5 list, it's coming from left field. You're gonna just settle in and wait till you hear my top 5 list. I've got a couple of sentimental items, not just blow away toys, not must have toys, but some sentimental items on my top 5 list. So, what about you, Tanski? Not Sievage. Tanski.
2 Chris's.
Christopher.
Tansky, Sievage.
Right.
Christopher was. How about you coming up with this top 5? Welcome to the show, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank you,
welcome.
yes. Well, basically, I'm starting to rethink my list by looking around your room here. Being like, oh my god, I had that. Can that
For
bump
Christmas?
some stuff? Yeah.
Was that for Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I like, obviously, we all got more than 1 to 2 things every Christmas.
Right.
So these are the
I didn't.
These are the like the main like
I'm sorry.
wowzer things that we can actually remember. And again, I did my best. I guess like in the beginning of my relationship with my wife, I guess we did talk about things like that because she brought up things that I told her when we first met. I was like, oh yeah, I did get that. She's like, don't you remember you got this? And I was like, yeah.
Wow.
And I was telling you before, like, you know, traveling down to my house to get photos from my family was like pulling teeth for some reason. It's like they don't want to give up these photos because we wanted to show some photos of us growing up. Well, yeah, fat chance for that. Because my family was just like...
No.
Yeah, they just weren't giving it up. And I was like... And this is a family of photo takers, people. Like, there wasn't a... You couldn't fart without somebody taking a picture in our house being like, oh, did you hear that? Chris farted.
Is there something incriminating in there they don't want you to remember?
No, I think it's
like
just
you
like...
had a twin?
Honestly, I think it's just they're lazy and they don't want to go through the pictures.
Right.
You're going to question the child that looks like you in the background.
And I was even like, listen, I'll go through all this stuff, you know? They probably were like, no, you're never going to give it back or blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I know there's some great stuff, and I would have been able to be like, okay, I got that, I got that, I got that. So
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year
maybe.
for our 2018 Christmas Spectacular.
yeah, and our 2000th episode.
You'll have some photos.
You guys are going to go into overdrive.
Oh, we're going nuts with this. Before we get into the top 5 list, if we could, let's give like a... let's really put ourselves to the test and give like a 30 or 45 second, just a capture, because it's obvious to say something like how important Christmas was in the 80s.
Oh my goodness.
To us. But could you summarize it? Could we summarize it in half a minute what Christmas meant to you as a kid between the ages of like 6 and 13, 14?
You want me to go first?
Yes?
Well, spoiler alert, I found out about Santa at a young age.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I
That's
still
too
had the magic within me. But it was just not sleeping for one thing.
Yep.
Because we would come back from my grandmother's for Christmas Eve, and it was just staring at the clock. Like,
yeah.
oh, it's 4 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock.
Absolutely.
And then just going downstairs, not even waking my parents, and just seeing the couch, just like they didn't put it under the tree. They just lined the couch with the presents.
But you didn't dare begin opening them.
Oh, I just sat there and waited.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we had our tradition, you do the stocking first and then the
Absolutely.
presents. And
Very
then
good.
You had to make sure you organized under the tree after the fact.
Love it. Seaver?
A minute.
Yeah.
I could do these whole 4 hours worth
Yes,
of talking
we
about
could.
Christmas. Geez, I don't know. It's a weird thing for me. Like, in a weird way, Christmas and the '80s go hand in hand. I think it's just because it really helped fuel
This.
yeah, me as an adult and like, I mean, the toys and everything, I don't know. I'm a big, like, nostalgia is like, I don't know. It's the sights, it's the sounds, it's the smells. I mean, it's a little bit of everything thrown into one gobbledygook of Christmas cheer, and I probably was the same. I probably, honestly, I think I was probably like 9 or 10
Okay.
when the whole Santa thing went down.
Went down.
But like you, I
all crumbled.
kept the magic.
Yeah.
I keep the
You
magic
really
to this
have.
day. I don't want to give it. I can't let it go because it's a very special thing to believe in that type of magic and that special Santa thing. And my kid is 10, and I think this is the last
He's
year.
on the cusp.
It is.
All
This is the last year he believes in Santa. I know he tried not to earlier in the year, and we just kept pushing. And luckily, my wife is very much into Christmas and Santa as well. So we have him back on track. But I think it's after this year, it's done.
But he got this far because of having a dad like you.
Oh yeah, man! Like,
That's
I
all
just
you.
would not let it go. I would set cameras up to like show him like, and I'd have things moving, like because you couldn't see Santa, but like you could see the fireplace door opening, things like that. You know what I mean? Like,
fantastic.
yeah, because I would have somebody pull like a string.
You hired a big FX crew to go.
Oh no! It was just he was young.
brilliant.
He
No, I
didn't,
know, that's
That's brilliant.
um,
That's fantastic.
yeah, things like that. We still do the cookie thing.
Yeah.
We put footprints from
Oh, I
the
did that.
fireplace.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
well, I still do it, and I'm gonna do it this year.
What do you use for footprints? How do you do that?
We just go right into the ashes.
Oh, okay.
And I take my boots
Yep.
and
Nice.
Yep. Very good.
So
Awesome. Good stuff.
yeah. Sorry, that was
That was 3 minutes. That was
It was
3
probably
minutes.
5 minutes.
Here come the
Touching.
complaints.
Yeah.
No, same. More. I'll take from both of yous. Christmas for me began probably around back to school time, September or so. Christmas began. Obviously, back then we know how much television was. How the advertisements for toys, the displays for toys, the toy stores really started to kick the displays up around September, October.
Do you think they were that early back then? Like they are today?
Maybe not like with the Christmas lights and
Yeah.
but I remember seeing commercials starting pretty early, especially wrestling figure commercials, stuff that was starting to like make itself known early on,
Right.
later in the year towards Christmas. So that excitement was there. The fact that the stuff that was coming out we didn't know about unless we saw it on a commercial or a catalog,
Yeah,
which we
catalog.
might talk about tonight.
Spoiler alert.
And so a lot of times Christmas presents were totally new to you. You knew you wanted something like that, but you didn't exactly know how much of it was out there. You didn't know. I remember getting wrestling figures that I didn't know were made until Christmas morning. And to see them, I was like, oh my God, they made a Billy Jack Haynes figure. And there it is under the tree. So, plus the Christmas Eve was huge in our family. For many years we would gather at my grandmother's
Yep.
house. The Christmas music would be playing. There was a certain menu that we could always count on. And the kids, me and my two sisters, were out of our minds excited. And of course we did stay up all night. We would all pile into the same room. We would try to sleep. We would get up at multiple times. You know, you'd sleep forever and you'd wake up and it'd be like 2:15, and you just felt like you slept all night, and it wasn't. And I would have Christmas dreams on Christmas Eve. I would have weird Christmas dreams, and then usually around 6 is when the madness began.
Yeah,
So
that's.
you know,
I think every kid like that sort of had that thing. Like Christmas Eve, the family did something. You went kind of ape crap,
yeah,
waiting for this thing to happen. You couldn't sleep. It was so exciting.
yeah.
You wake up all hours of the night, just hoping to go down. I mean, so much so where I like even, and I've heard from my friends or whatever similar things where like you think you hear something
Right.
in your bed. You think you hear something on the roof.
That's amazing.
You think you hear bell. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Well, I just remember the excruciating on Christmas Eve. We always had to go. We had to go to church. So that was this like, oh, okay. That was this like placeholder where
Midnight mass?
No, it was like 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So that was always that, and then you did dinner, and then you did presents.
Oh,
so
wow.
it would just stretch the night. But
Yeah,
it
no,
was
I-
just
did you-
worth it.
Did you get to open one present? We did every Christmas Eve.
We did open one present on Christmas Eve.
My
yeah.
wife's trying to bring that back.
And I think they were
I'm like,
pre-chosen.
yeah.
They might have been pre-chosen, so that wasn't like a blowaway gift on Christmas Eve. But if your wife brings back Christmas presents on Christmas Eve, then what? Santa dropped off one gift, or what? How's it work?
No, it's just you open one gift up from
you guys?
yeah,
Okay.
all of us.
Because
And I'm
Santa and Daddy get.
because I don't want to do that.
I got you.
So I'm like, no, all presents Christmas morning. She's like, whatever, you Grinch. I'm like, well, you crazy.
I don't think that's a Grinch. I think that's quite the opposite
Yeah,
of a
man,
Grinch.
it's like keeping it.
She's
saving
wrong.
it.
If she's watching.
Saving it. She just wants to open that present. She wants to open a present.
She knows what it is.
But,
Speaking of presents,
yeah,
let's do this. Let's get into that top 5 Christmas presents of our childhoods. Who starts?
why don't we have our guest
Of
start?
course we're going to have our guest start.
Right.
Mr. Tanski.
Mr. Tanski.
All right. I've had the privilege of keeping a lot of my toys as a kid. But this is one that I got for Christmas, and then for some reason it disappeared. I don't know if it got thrown out, but I've reacquired it now. It is the Fireball Island board game.
Oh, Fireball Island.
There it is.
Did you pay $1 for it?
No.
Because I did.
A little bit more.
Okay.
I'm not going to reveal it just in case.
No. Okay, you won't.
A significant
225.
other. Yeah. No, not that much.
Okay, good.
I'm still good about getting deals, but
Mortgage.
yeah.
Sorry, darling.
It's easily top 5 best board games.
Was it it was an awesome board game.
They don't really make those kind of
Yeah.
games today. No. It's all card games now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Fireball Island was was a 3D, just amazing.
Well, with the retro,
huge.
isn't
board
there
game.
like a rumor that it's coming back?
I would
thought
love for that.
thought I
Yeah,
read that.
I think there was a Kickstarter that tried to.
That'd be
bring it
insane.
back.
But we did bring back
Crossfire.
Crossfire.
Crossfire's back. I was just telling him. I went to Target. There's a whole display of brought back retro '80s board games.
because like everything old is new again.
That's right.
Huh.
Which
Is
is
that phrasing?
it's
Is
coming
that like
up
a
a little
drinking
later.
game?
Well,
Every time you guys say that, I
might
need
be
that.
a part of the show tonight. We don't
That's
know
right, that's
for
right.
sure. What a surprise. So Fireball Island, top 5, number 5 for Mr. Tanski. Mr. Seaver.
Okay, so, mine. This was a 1983 gift.
Not modern.
And I still have it.
It's here?
That's right.
Oh
got that
my
there?
God!
The Millennium Falcon. This has seen some better days.
And this is OG.
This is
This
the original.
Is an OG gift.
I got this in 1983. It was under the tree. I got a bunch of other stuff, but this was like all that other stuff can, go in the toilet. This thing
Turlet.
in the toilet. This thing was king.
Wow.
that Christmas. And yeah, this is it. This is the original one. It's got the nice yellowing. It's got plenty of parts missing, and because I wrecked my stuff up real good. It didn't matter that I loved it. But yeah, here's where you put the batteries in, because it did the whole lights and sounds and everything. And
It's so old that it takes F batteries. So they don't even make those anymore.
this thing, I mean, again, I was a Star Wars. I am a Star Wars kid. I grew up a Star Wars kid. You know, like we've talked about, had He-Man, had Transformers, had Mask, had everything, but it was but Star Wars was a constant until it kind of went away in '85 and came back around in '95. But
Is it coming around again?
oh yeah,
I heard
it's
a rumor.
coming around
it's
again?
coming around
Yeah,
again, and they're bringing it back. But I ended up giving this to my son when he was about 5, and he's had it in his room since. But here it is, yeah, the Millennium Falcon, the Kenner. I mean, it came out in '79, I believe, but they kept making it.
Right.
You know,
They still do.
certainly. I mean, this was the this was for when Return of the Jedi came out and everything, and yeah.
She's a beaut.
For all the Star Wars toys I got, I did not get the Millennium Falcon until I was in my 30s.
Well, it's funny because I wanted the AT-AT, and I didn't get it until I was probably 30. You know?
I asked my dad, I was like, you know what I want, Dad? I want the Millennium Falcon. I don't care if I'm...
And he got it for you in your 30s?
Yeah.
That's
that's my dad,
wonderful.
yeah.
That's fantastic. Wow. Well, speaking of dads, my number 5 gift, I have to get up and get. So with the power of editing, you're going to edit this, and I'm going to come right back. I'm back. Okay. I've been here the whole time.
Oh.
Okay. Well, so my number 5 favorite gift. So the story behind it. Now my gifts, as you know, are all going to have backstories. So they're not going to be. Some of these are kind of like predictable, if you know me. But some of them are going to be a little out of the ordinary, a little out of the box, and literally out of the box, and more sentimental value. So this. General Lee. So basically the story behind this is that I was about 7 years old, and up till that point all gifts came from Santa. And one Christmas at age 7, I noticed under the tree there was a gift from my dad. And that might seem common, but it was the first gift that I actually got from somebody other than Santa at Christmas. And what makes it even more unusual is that my dad is probably the #1 anti-toy guy on the planet. And so even at 7, my dad thought toys were a waste of time and money. Okay, so for him to buy this, I thought was kind of really weird and cool, even at 7. So this is I believe it's not Mego. I don't want to say it's Mego. It might be Mego.
I think it is Mego.
Is it Mego? So this is the Mego General Lee. This was probably made in about 80 or 81, and I ended up getting it in 83. And it came with Bo and Luke Duke, little 3.5-inch figures.
Look at them; they're getting into trouble.
So they're rascals.
They are
The Duke boys. Coo. Bo and Luke Duke in their G.I. Joe form. What was pretty cool about this is that there was no window, so you could, of course, slide the Duke boys in.
They slid in there.
And then they added this weird thing where the top lifts up. I don't recall that being part of the actual... But anyway, my number 5 favorite Christmas gift was a gift from my daddy. Not from Santa, the Mego General Lee.
Do you have Coin Vance?
I do not have the rare Koi and Vance figures. They were short shipped. They go for a ton on the bay.
Man, everything goes for a ton.
Koi and Vance.
Gougers.
Sons of witches. All right.
Number 4.
Foul.
Number 4.
My number 4. The backstory with this one is this is how I came to realize there was no Santa.
Oh.
Hold your tongue.
I was in my room, and Santa came up the stairs, and I go, "What are you doing, Dad?"
Oh.
Because my dad has trouble seeing without glasses, so he had to wear his glasses, and that was the.
Was he dressed up as Santa?
Oh yeah.
With glasses.
Yeah.
Total blowaway.
Yeah.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
Damn it,
So
Dad.
he was like, "Oh, I'm not your dad," and he proceeds to hand me the classic Ronald McDonald doll.
Oh,
The
wow.
one where you had zipper, you had the whistle, you had
And
to
then the
tie your
teeth came
shoe.
out, and the
Yes.
claws came
And it
out.
scared you.
I
and
wonder
he
if
took
we're
your
going to be able
soul.
to insert that somewhere around here. I don't know. That might be
Somewhere.
tough. That
But,
might be tough.
The yarn hair, the full Monty there.
Ronald McDonald down.
Yes.
Well, as you know,
I do
Ronald
know.
McDonald, McDonald's in general, was always a big thing during Christmas.
Oh my God, the
They
best.
had some of the best Christmas commercials, some of the most heartwarming,
I think we might have one coming up in a minute.
probably.
I hope there's ice skating in it.
I'm sure there's some sort of ice skating and
Oh,
childlike
wow.
wonder and
I mean, real tearjerker
Heartwarmingness.
commercials.
yeah, but they did that all through the 90s as well, and yeah, Ronnie McD.
And they always had the best Happy Meal toys at Christmas,
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah,
'Cause they either had like an ornament, or remember when they had the VHS tapes?
No,
They had like Back to the Future. You can get.
no, but that's an
Yeah,
awesome
that's
memory.
cool.
Yeah.
No. Of course, the glasses. Did they give away glasses at Christmas too?
They did the glasses. Everybody
Did
did.
they do them all
those,
year,
you know?
though, or was that a Christmas
and then
stuff?
Occasionally.
McDonald's also did the plushes. I remember the plushes. They did the Muppet Babies dressed in like Christmas attire.
And Burger King did the Elf,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
the Christmas.
And look how we've turned our back on the McDonald's and fast food markets of today.
Well,
What's wrong with us?
We're adults now.
Yeah.
Well, some of us.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll still.
High sodium. I
we'll
need
do
to take
that.
pills now.
You know,
Do you?
I'm sure we'll sit down.
I
And
like
do
a little
whole
cholesterol.
food thing, like we talked. You talked about.
We're gonna do a food special. We are doing a food special,
and that'll be on.
And there might be some Big Macs and some chicken nuggets on there.
Yeah.
Faux show. Number 4, Tans. I got to do this right, don't I? I got to stop getting this name thing happening. Number 4, Mr. Seaver.
Okay, number 4. Well, number 4 isn't really okay. I got these at the same year, but one of them isn't like my present. I just made it my present. So, and then one is my present. So I'll talk about the one was sort of the family's present, and that was we got a video camera. It was a
Nice.
camcorder. It was a over-the-shoulder big piece of machinery that the whole family could use, but really, because of my mom taking me to see Nightmare on Elm Street in '84, that's when I sort of wanted to start making movies and became aware of that whole thing. And I kind of pestered my grandmother, because I lived with my great-grandparents and my great aunt and everything, about a video camera. But they saw it as, well, you know, it's for the family. We'll tape like events and, you know, all that type of stuff. But I always took it and did like funny little backyard things. So, but I always say, that's my video camera. That was my first video camera, which I ended up breaking. Anyway, but I also got another piece of...
It's down here again? Is it the Millennium Falcon?
What else is down there?
No, okay, so this is the Return of the Jedi B-Wing fighter. I do have the wings.
good.
The wings are somewhere in my son's toy tub, and there was no way I was going to go through that.
There are
because-
toys from 1982 in your son's toy tub.
Oh yeah, because I gave him a lot of my stuff. And I dragged this out, but I do have the wings, and this was my...
This is yours as well.
This was mine.
OG.
This was the original B-Wing fighter from my 1984 Christmas. And I mean, it's still in pretty good shape. I mean, it's got terrible yellowing. I mean, it's hideous. And again, the wings... Isn't it funny how... I don't know if it happened to you guys, but I certainly always lost the cockpit. The covering. Always. To all my friggin' vehicles, everything. Like,
That's a you.
Well, I mean, you'd probably wonder why, because it just closes. But it was one of those little clip. So
they
it easily
They weren't
it easily
really-
falls out of the two
I
holes.
would not want to
Man,
beat yourself up.
I mean, I had
Yeah.
so many, like, even like G.I. Joe vehicles and mask things and
Yeah.
always lost the
Always lose the
canopy.
cockpit cover.
So yeah, that is my original. It's now my son's.
That's number 4.
But that's my number
That's
4.
your number 4.
Video camera and B-wing fighter from Return of the Jedi.
And if it weren't for that video camera, we wouldn't be sitting here today. All three of us.
The rest is history.
We
as
wouldn't
they
be
say.
we wouldn't be doing this. So thank you. Number 4 for me. Well, again, not a yeah,
My God.
not a blow-away gift, but my sisters and I could count on some repeat gifts every year. Gumball machines, little tiny plastic gumball machines that took a penny. We would get one of those every single year. Coloring books, we'd get every single year.
Yeah.
And there was a couple more just sort of smaller items that we could pretty much count on every single year. But the Crayola Caddy was one of them. And I only bought this about 3 years ago, and I've wanted one forever. This was basically, it was a caddy for your crayons, your markers, your paint, your watercolors, your oil-based paints. And, you'd get this at Christmas time. You would set it up. The crayons were sharp as knives. You would set it on your desk. You'd start coloring, and you would immediately dull down your crayons and possibly break them. I never actually used the watercolors or the oil paints. The oil paints my mom took away from us, like the day after Christmas. But Crayola Caddy was always under the tree. And I loved this thing. I loved it sitting on my desk. I loved the new crayons, the smell of the new crayons. I could always count on a Crayola Caddy at Christmas time.
That was definitely I got Crayola stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I was a very artistic young man. I created my own comic books, and for the longest time they thought I was going to do that. That's what I was destined to be as a
But
comic
no.
book
So there's an
artist.
alternate timeline where you are
I guess.
a painter.
Well, no, comic books. I love doing my own comic books and creating characters and stuff like that. So lots of times I would get art sets, or like one year I got an art desk, like a whole desk and everything to do it. But like my passions were elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like, I think Crayola and like Play-Doh for me kind of went hand in hand. It was, you definitely got those.
Yeah. Again, every year the Crayola Caddy showed up for all three of us, because by the end of the year, the markers are dried out. Right. You're going through your 4th box of crayons.
That's getting used.
Yeah, you've lost.
That's why it's a great.
You've lost the paintbrushes. Your mom still hasn't given you back the oil paints. I don't know if it had to do with some huffing. I'm not sure. But the oil paints always disappeared. But anyway, Crayola Caddy number 4, favorite gift of all time.
Classic.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 3.
Okay. To hearken what Chris said, I was a Star Wars guy. I would always get like one He-Man toy and one G.I. Joe toy, but then I would get like 15 Star Wars toys.
Plethoras.
Plethora. What is a plethora?
It's a 15.
Okay. So the one that really stuck out would be the Jabba the Hutt.
Mm.
I did get the Jabba the Hutt, but it wasn't for Christmas.
No.
That is not actually on one of my I want to recollect lists. It is sought after. But man, people have it for like $180.
Ugh.
Really? Gougers.
Like, I can't do that.
And that was cool because you had Jabba and it came with Salacious.
It was a great accessory.
But then you had to take them off to open it up to drop them down into the Rancorn pit.
Yeah.
But,
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt.
Like
Jabba the
that.
Hutt play set.
Number 3.
Still got it.
It was amazing.
It's not here. I'm sorry.
Oh, you should
I
have
don't
brought
have this
that.
trove.
Not under there?
I don't have a
There's-
trove.
What else is under there?
That's it.
Number,
That's
is your
it.
number 3 gift under there, Seaver?
No, unfortunately. Okay, my number 3. This was later. This was 1987. This was
Deep cut.
I had broken the video camera, the family video camera.
Doing a cool stunt? Or
No, just being a
Dropped it.
7-year-old with a $1,000 video camera.
I think it weighed about 120 pounds.
So, some years went by before anything like that ever came into the house again. But in 1987, lo and behold, FisherPrice makes a video camera for kids.
Ooh.
And so instead of spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars, they decide to spend about 100, 150, and they get me the PXL 2000.
Wow.
This camera, this was one of the weirdest, I mean now looking back at it, the weirdest video camera that came out. But back then, it was probably like, this is a revelation. But what it was a handheld, it like, you gripped it down here, and then it was all up here,
Oh.
and it was like
Can we get
this. It was like this, all right? But you shot on normal cassettes, as in
Really?
cassettes, like music cassettes. You shot on normal blank cassettes,
Interesting.
and it came out black and white. And you could shoot like maybe 20, 25 minutes, and that's it.
$150, huh?
Yeah. And you had to buy the tapes. You had to keep buying the tapes.
Wow.
Or you just...
Can you tape over them? Like,
Yeah, you can tape over them, but like at the time there wasn't like a duping type thing. You couldn't like be like, I'm gonna save this forever. So you had, if you wanted that, what you just shot, which was clearly a classic and a gem,
yes.
you had to put that aside and get more tapes. And you just had the AV cables, and you just
Wow.
hooked it into your TV,
Wow.
and it was black and white, and it was
Why
awesome.
do you not have one of those?
Oh my God, I wish I did. I had it for so long, and of course I broke it. But it was so cool, and I made so many backyard Freddy and Jason movies with this thing. That was
And
the...
you don't have the tapes anymore?
Oh my God, no.
Oh, could
No.
you imagine?
They're probably with the pictures.
Probably. But I can remember the day that it broke.
Wait, that broke too?
Oh yeah, my PXL? Yeah, it broke. But I had that longer than the other one.
Okay.
And I didn't get another video camera until 1990.
We got to get our hands on one of those PXLs.
It is so cool, so weird, and like, man, it was so much fun. It was just so easy. You just picked it up and you just ran with it. It was batteries, but you just put new batteries in it, and then it had like a little, tiny little, plug-in to charge it, but the charging wasn't that long. I mean, this thing was a, fragile piece of plastic, but it really worked, and it was
Amazing.
cool. And
FisherPrice PXL.
yeah, FisherPrice PXL 2000.
2000.
Yeah, the 2000.
Wow, that's,
In 1987, they were really...
Future.
you never know
Yeah,
what's
man.
going to happen in
They
2000.
were thinking ahead.
Number 3 for me. You ready for this one?
I don't know.
This one's outside the box. This one is, this one comes with a little shout out. So, I had 2 sisters growing up, and we never had our own money, ever. And if I had my own money, you know who I was spending it on. So, at Christmas time, whether we had a little allowance or whether our parents gave us a few dollars, me and my sisters would each buy each other a gift. And it was usually, from me, it was usually something really terribly cheap, because if I had $8 to spend, there was a good chance I was spending 6 of those dollars on me and $2 on my sisters. But
That's about right.
so I had a younger sister who's still even to this day 4 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And she would always get me the same gift every single year. And so I want to say she just found our channel. She's watching and she's laughing hysterically at us, she said. So this goes out to my wonderful little baby sister. And thank you for the years and years of Old Spice cologne. Every year, my little baby sister would get me a bottle of Old Spice cologne. So that is my third favorite Christmas gift of all time. Yeah, yes, I am. Yes.
Did that have the wooden screw top?
Yes, it did have the wooden screw top. Classic white bottle. Came in a red and white and blue box, and it smelled like everybody's grandpa.
Yeah.
Number 3, Old Spice.
I still use Old Spice.
I use Old Spice deodorant today.
Yeah, me too.
Fantastic.
It's come a long way.
Yeah, it is. So that's that. That's my number 3 tearjerker gift. It's okay. You don't have to.
Why did you jerk my tears?
Well,
Number 2.
they're jerkable. Number 2.
Number deuce.
Oh.
You want to drop that?
Dose.
Drop it like it's hot. My number 2 is I'm not going to bury the lead. It's the Ghostbusters Firehouse.
Oh my. I think it's there somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Never ever got the Ecto one until my adulthood,
did.
but
I never got the firehouse.
Firehouse.
I got everything else but the firehouse.
It came with the slime. It was quite. And you had to be real careful with those stickers. You didn't want to. I was one of those particular. You had to make sure they were perfect.
Oh yeah.
Bombs,
Once they're on, you can't.
Yeah,
you
those
can't
there was
reset
no
them.
pulling those off.
Yeah.
But I had all the figures from my birthday, and then it was time to get the firehouse.
Nice.
Huge. Still have it today.
I mean, it's great. Like my friend Scott from up the hill had it, and I had to go to his house to play it.
But you brought the
But
Ecto.
I brought all that stuff.
Oh.
And
Now, because I'm just starting to collect the Ghostbusters, how did you collect the figures? Did you want every version of?
No, I'm of the ilk where I just get the one. I don't get like flame retarded Batman.
I definitely.
You just get the Batman.
I had the Fright. The
Fright features?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as
did.
time went on, you had to get like, oh, he likes Ghostbusters, just get him.
But I preferred the original. Four.
Well, they're the best
came with
looking.
it.
I mean, the original 4 are great.
And I did have the monsters. As
Yeah.
you
I had a
couple of
know,
the
that I'm
monsters,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
recollect the main monsters.
And I love how the slime had the ghost in it. You had just get an extra ghost to go with it.
Yeah, I grabbed mine again. These guys remember
I still smell that slime.
a couple of videos ago at where'd we get that? RetroCon.
RetroCon.
That was the first
Yeah, it was
purchase
like
I
the
made there.
first thing you got.
And it was $80 for a boxed.
It was great. Like
great.
it was only missing one thing.
thing.
Yeah, that's a great price.
Yeah, so $80. I was really happy with that. So that began my Ghostbusters collection, which is alive and well today.
I almost sold it at the Village Gate.
Oh, you keep that.
What
But I Danny Tannered it. I made it like this exorbitant price. I was like, I don't really
what would
want
make
to
you
sell.
go there to sell it?
Yeah, why would you want to
It's a big thing that was just taking up space. I was getting ready to pack and move.
But you know, you'd regret it later, though.
Well, that's why I said it at like something crazy where no one would-
$1,000.
yes, no one bought it. And I'm like, oh, shucks. I guess I have to keep
I gotta
it.
take it home.
So
Seaver?
Okay, I'm gonna flip it. So my number 2 is the Panache Place Voltron. Now this,
So this was number 1, and you're flipping it.
I am flipping it.
Right here, you're making the decision to flip?
But see, I haven't even been. I haven't been considering these like my 5, 4, 3.
Oh, so it's just
okay.
This is just a number
yes,
thing.
yes.
So this was another 84 present. I seem to be making out in 84 for Christmas, which was pretty rad.
That was a great year. Yeah.
It was a great year. Now this, I did have the die-cast Voltron, but this was not the die-cast. This was the Panache Place figure set where they made 6 good guys and 6 bad guys.
Oh, wow.
And then they made the actual lions where you could fit the figures in the lions. So it was about this big instead of the die-cast set, which was about this big. And I sold my Black Lion at RetroCon. That was
from
my
that?
Panache Place Black Lion RetroCon. I sold at our table.
Why?
I know because, and River has a couple of the other lions and a couple of the other figures left. My son in his big ass toy tub.
Toy tub.
Toy tub.
Trademarked. Toy
But
tub.
I gotta tell you, like, I probably do want to re-get that Panache Place Voltron, but see, like, it didn't have everything with it,
Right.
and I still was able to sell it. Somebody wanted it enough. I want it complete.
Okay, of course.
But it was really cool because it was one of those things where, like, it didn't look as good as the die-cast one. The die-cast Voltron set with the lions that you put together to form Voltron, that looked like straight out of the cartoon. That was just, and you had the little buttons and you could launch the lion heads off the die-cast.
Oh, those were the
Mm-hmm.
It was great. The Panache Place, the look it wasn't that great, but so the design suffered for the accessibility of being able to put the drivers in the lions and still form Voltron. So it looked a little hokey, but at 7 years old, I didn't give a crap. I was like, oh my god, like, figures can go in Voltron, and he's this big, you know, so that was the Panache Place Voltron. I wanted the Castle of Lions so bad, and again, one of my friends, you've heard me talk about it in the other episodes, I had so many friends who had the bigger pieces that I wanted, so I'd go to their houses and play with them. So, yeah, my friend Nathan Howitt had the Castle of Lions.
Nate.
And I'd go there and play with the Castle
Do you
of
think he
Lions.
still has it?
I doubt it, but man. Not like Greg Martin, who I mentioned before, but who has, like, you open up his room and it's like this, but it's like G.I. Joe and
G.I. Joe,
Transformers.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
He still has his stuff. He still has his USS flag, everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, if you're gonna collect those lines, you're gonna commit to that line, and probably nothing else. And that's why there's not a single G.I. Joe action figure related item in this room. 'Cause
Really? Not a single one?
Not a single one. I would just go insane.
You gotta have just...
He'd need more.
I would need...
Like, I have Chuckles, and that's it.
I would
I
see
don't,
was
have
my
anything,
favorite.
I don't have anything, but I want to get Zartan.
Oh, I wish I had
I
some.
would
And the
need
Dreadnoughts. Those are the ones that I want,
Okay.
because I always thought they were the coolest from G.I.
You had
Joe.
the mask. You had to put the fake mask on him.
Yeah. No. Number 2.
Number deuce.
Number deuce. Deuce for me. Gotta drop a deuce right now. Another shocker. Another out of the box. Out.
All right, here we go.
Well now.
Oh no.
Oh now. I got something that I wanted for the entire year. Seen it in catalogs. In fact, it's probably... Oh, we'll save that for later. I got a mini pool table from Coleco. And there is a picture of me, and if I can find it, it'll be right here.
Oh, I'm getting like a flashback.
It'll be right here. If I can't find it, it won't be.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But it was big. It was a very large box, but it was still kid size.
Because, like,
Tabletop.
Oh my goodness.
Not even tabletop. Had legs. Stood up. You could stand up to this thing.
I think I got this thing for Easter.
Came felt top. Felt
It was for all the cousins.
Oh, okay.
felt top, plastic, metal legs, two cues, and actual solid pool balls.
Wow.
And I loved this thing. And it was one of those gifts, it stands out to me, A, because I have a picture of me with it somewhere. B, but it was one of those gifts where, I don't know if your guys did this to you, your family did this to you, but you'd really want something, and they would dick around with you, and they would tell you that they didn't get it, that they couldn't find it,
Right.
Oh,
that
sure.
you'll have to get it next year. And so you open up all your gifts.
I
and
do
you,
that to my kid now.
and you really try hard not to be disgusted and angry like a little turd. And then they go, why don't you go upstairs and get me my slippers?
Yeah, man, the Ralphie.
And you go upstairs, and there's your pool
They
table.
pulled a
So
Ralphie on you.
that's how I found my pool table. And I had that thing for probably 3 or 4 years before, throwing myself through it or something. But yeah, I was
Table
like this
match.
10-year-old pool shark. Yeah, loved it. Coleco pool table. Number 2 gift.
Yeah, I think.
I'm looking for that picture
we got
tonight.
that
It might be
Easter.
in this screen.
That'd be awesome.
So
Great.
now you know what it is. Now it's number 1.
What?
It's number 1.
We're already at
We're
number
at
one?
number 1.
Oh my
We are.
goodness.
It is now time
cruising.
for number.
We're cruising,
1.
bros.
All right. This is my Ralphie story.
Stop that bitch!
I was 1986, and I was obsessed with the film An American Tail.
Oh.
Fievel. That Christmas I had opened everything, and no Fievel. And then I was told to go upstairs, and there, in
And
my
cry.
bed. Yes.
Go upstairs and cry. Get out of here.
Get out of
Chris.
here, you wuss.
Get away from us.
And there in my bed was this guy.
Fievel.
Fievel.
An American Tail.
And I screamed balls dropping, and I heard my parents start to laugh because they knew I had found
You can
this
still
guy.
hear that scream
Yes.
this day,
It's
hanging over
hangover.
Lake Michigan.
Terrible.
He screamed in girly wonder.
He doesn't have his hat anymore, but this is the original guy, and this was my all-time
Wow.
favorite Christmas gift.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I love that you chose that for your number 1
it's
gift.
gonna hang out with.
Well, it's sentimental.
Oh. Well, my pet monster's a little aggressive.
That's fine. He's been there.
Eats mice.
That's
Christopher?
a nice one. That's heartwarming.
That is a heartfelt one. That's a good one.
Okay,
Number 1, sir.
my number 1, again, not really the oh my god, but 1989. This was another great Christmas.
Almost modern.
I got the
Almost.
Sega Genesis
Ooh,
Master System.
Sega. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
That's right.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
it was
it.
a
Say I made it up,
huge.
just-
I mean, such a big deal. And I gotta say, like at the time, I mean, this was like and this was one of those things where like I probably bugged my family until they wanted to like knock me across the room because it was like you have that Mimpembo system that we spent and you got it for whatever it was. They can never say Nintendo. It was always something else they called it. Mimpembo. Like we're not getting you another Vegeta game. Blah blah yakety smackety. But
Where did you grow up? Like colonial Virginia?
that's
Back
my
in my
grandparent voice. So that's just how I always do it. But my grandfather was run. That's how he was.
Are we gonna have subtitles?
Get off the Davenport. It was all,
Davenport.
It was all old
Davenport.
couch, folks.
Yes.
Get off the Davenport. Go to your room and there'll be no TV at
Put some
all.
slacks on.
Lawrence Wilkson.
He called me a slather ass all the time.
Slather
You slather ass.
What is that?
Or simpleton. You simpleton. Get off the Davenport.
I like
Stop bouncing on the Davenport.
slather ass.
Christopher
But anyway,
Seaver, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm telling you, my grandfather was a real
Pip.
no. He was a turd burger.
It was
But
a slather.
Sega
ass.
Genesis, man, this thing like blew my mind. Remember, this wasn't 8-bit, folks.
This was.
This was 16-bit.
Double that sheesh. My shish.
Yeah, that's
Double
right.
that shish.
Games will never be the same.
And like the whole Sonic thing, great. But my favorite
The whole
Sega.
icon of the system.
No, man, I wanted Moonwalker.
Oh.
Oh yes.
And to this day, it's still my favorite Sega Genesis game.
To this day. Okay.
It's terrible, but man, oh man, is it stupid fun. And, Michael Jackson would dance his way, dance
your
fight,
hearts.
basically. He fought you while dancing. And, yeah, he threw his hat, and magical pixie dust would, knock people out, and it's like, no! All that stuff.
Was Joe Pesci
it was
the end
so
boss?
great. It was so great. But
With the little poop hair? He had the poop hair.
Sega was a big deal, and it was kind of like, man, this... Mampambo, it was just like,
no Sega.
to heck with that. Sega became it for me until, of course, the Super Nintendo came out. That's just how it was. But, yeah, I mean, I played that thing all the time. And, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't have an original Sega Genesis. I've got one of those weirdo makeshift retro things.
3-in-1 Genesis.
Yeah. But I am able to play some of the classic games. Altered Beast. It's really terrible, actually, Altered Beast.
Altered Beast is a bad game.
A lot of those games, Kid Icarus. Oh, that's on Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Well, that's Nintendo. But, yeah, Genesis, again, it was Moonwalker. I have had
Did you
that...
beat it?
No, never. And in a way, I never wanted to. Because I just wanted to keep playing, keep going. I wanted to,
Maybe if you had beaten it, they would have, like, Michael Jackson would have came and recruited you.
Maybe.
To save
Come
the
on!
world.
You'd come right out, like...
A little
Let's
less
go, Chris, come
Starfighter
on.
action.
But, yeah, so
Wow.
Sega Genesis,
Number
man,
one.
that was
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that
1989.
coming either.
Loved it.
Didn't
Loved
see that
it.
coming.
Sega! That's right.
Well,
What is it?
I mean, predictable. My number one gift.
Somebody knocked out Hulk Hogan, tied him up, put him under your tree, and gave him to you for Christmas.
That was a birthday gift.
Ah.
No, I could easily say, well, okay. So it was 87. Yeah.
80 something.
It was 87 or 88. And basically that was the year that I got the most wrestling figures for Christmas. So this is when I got probably 10 or 12 full LJN wrestling superstars figures.
Man, imagine that.
I got...
Those were not light.
No.
No.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, this is how this worked. This is why this is so special. I got some of the smaller bendy figures, which these guys have seen.
Thumb ones.
I got some thumb wrestlers,
Thumb great.
and then I got maybe 4 or 5 sets, maybe 2 packs at the time, of the AWA Remco figures
Nice.
as well. So, what was so special about this? Well, my grandparents got, I think, a new washer and dryer that year as well. And so they kept the washer and dryer boxes, because you know how big these LJN figures are. So I got about 25 wrestling figures that year, but they stuffed them all into the washer box or the dryer box, and they wrapped it. So I've got this massive, I mean, and you know about size and Christmas. I mean, you go for the biggest gift. So I've got this gigantic, washer and dryer box underneath the tree, totally wrapped. I have no idea what it could be. I'm thinking, what did I ask for this year?
It could be a bike.
This is insane. What could they? And then that morning when I peel the top layer off and I look in it, and there's just, it was just a dumping ground for wrestling figures. And to go through it, to pull everyone out of the box, to see who I got, absolutely unforgettable experience was practically climbing into that box and pulling out every figure, and 5 minutes later calling Howie Decker and telling everybody
shout
that I
out.
got. Yeah, a little shout out.
Did you
there,
get Ted
HD.
R. City?
Not during that. I don't
nice.
believe so. I know how I got Ted R. CD. It wasn't in that batch, but yeah. So that was huge to get
Literally.
that many. Yeah, to
Literally
get that
huge.
many in one shot, and to just try to take it all in as you look in the package. You have no idea who's even in there. Amazing. Number one Christmas gift of all time.
When did you get the
That'd be a
ring?
great one.
The ring was probably 85 or 86. I probably had 3.
Okay.
Because you put a crack in it, the ropes break. I've probably had 3 rings throughout my childhood. So that's that. Nice. Wow. We just talked about our 5 favorite Christmas presents of all time. Hope these guys are still with us. I think
they're
they
with
might
us,
be.
Yeah. They're feeling it. They're feeling the nostalgia. They're feeling the Christmas
making
spirit.
their own lists.
That's right. So speaking of mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh, I like those.
Let's talk about what you and I did recently that kind of has something to do with what we were just talking about.
I just dropped Fievel.
Fievel. Go west.
Sorry. That was
too soon.
It wasn't me. It was Beast behind us. Yeah, what did we do? We wanted to show these guys a look into a modern toy store, Toys R Us. You've heard of it. You've heard of the modern toy store, Toys R Us.
Yes.
And we wanted to walk up and down every aisle and show you guys how 1984, 1983, 1979, 1985, 86, 87 is flowing through the aisles of Toys R Us. Mm-hmm. Because everything, my friends, everything old is new again. Check this out.
Voltron.
What's up, guys? It's Chris Seaver chasing up 80s Revolution in Toys R Us because we wanted to show you how the 80s are flooding your favorite toy store. So let's take a look around this place and see how our time has come back to today.
Everything old is new again, folks.
Everything old is new again, and we're going to show you.
And this is a big example of it. Voltron. 1984. Now it's back in full force. And the show on Netflix, I think it's already about to do its 4th season. It's really good. It's really good. Anyway,
Voltron.
So check it out.
Check it out.
Get this down here. Look at this. The whole set.
She's pretty.
Which I know my son really wants for Christmas.
That might be the last time you see it. And if we're talking about Voltron, we've got to talk about Transformers because you know they are more than meets the eye. So once again, 1985, 84.
It was 84.
84.
What is this guy?
That's Dragonstorm, obviously.
Of course. I mean, clearly they've gotten far more intense.
Were you a Transformers guy? Because I was not.
I was.
Were you?
I do have. Yeah, there's certain pieces that I do want to recollect, like that Optimus Prime. I did get from my wife, but this, no. This is all him. This is my son's.
Do it up, Riv.
Like this is the new Grimlock.
We're in a very depleted, picked over Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle aisle. Eesh.
Yeah, this is like.
Looks like Santa's hit this place up pretty hard.
Lion-O and Mumra. I used to have this Mumra. I had a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one.
Really?
I sold them.
This is where I come in. I mean, wrestling figures have been around since 1984, and of course wrestling hasn't gone anywhere, so I can't say that this is an 80s thing. It's just a wrestling thing. It's fine. Obviously, they've changed over the years. There's more of a focus on articulation and real scan to get the faces that look identical to the wrestlers. But they've been here forever. Gotta love the wrestlers.
Yeah, they just keep making them. Like, look at this Sandy Ravage. Look at this guy.
Ooh, yeah! Got a little Ultimate Warrior honky tonk man.
Got a little pack of Slim Jims in there. Ah, yes, of course, the
very retro True Heroes.
The Toys R Us equivalent of G.I. Joe.
Yes. Indeed.
But people love them. I mean, I see like cute videos all the time online.
These same figures come in the Animal Planet figures that my kids collect. And they're really actually high quality figures. These are good
I mean,
G.I. Joe scale figures.
yeah, I'm telling you, the videos online of people reviewing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're like, well, they don't make G.I. Joe anymore, so this is
Right.
the next best thing.
Yeah, no, these are actually well done, good, solid construction. It's not a bad line.
And the
but-
prices are
Yeah.
pretty freaking good.
Yeah. What we got?
Well, the new version of laser
Oh,
tag.
I actually would have never stopped here. Laser X.
Laser X. So this is laser tag of 2017.
Actually, laser tag, the concept really took off after the toys. That's pretty much stuck around for decades. I mean, there's whole places dedicated to laser tag,
Oh,
miniature
yeah.
golf, you know, that could these.
and it's great. Actually, during my honeymoon, we all did that.
Yeah, laser tag is shifting into an adult game. So, and this is a little bit more adult themed.
All right. So here we are, Cabbage Patch.
So again, this is where I feel like I have to come in because I am such a fan of these things, but they have taken an extremely ugly doll and made it uglier. Take a look at the china on those Cabbage Patch dolls. And what's with the mullet? Man,
They're new fashions.
they are indeed. But
It's a baby cat.
nothing says
Drinking wet newborns.
oh, nothing says good old days like these. And I like that
Again,
they're
1984.
yeah, and they're keeping them going. I mean, they're doing little action figure type things with these.
And they primarily kind of still look the same.
Yeah, animals. They're doing like back in the day they had Kusas. Now they have these Adoptimals, whatever those are. I'm semi-satisfied that these still exist, but they're really making
Yeah, I mean,
it
it's
look
classic.
strange. Yeah,
It's classic.
My Little Pony, of course, has been around forever. Thank you, River. Haven't modernized them too much. I mean, they do look a little slutty. But other than that, they still exist. My Little Pony still going strong in Toys R Us in 2017. That's all you.
Now this, I saw this a little bit ago, and I actually like sent a picture to Jason because I was like, I honestly was like a little blown away.
They really kind of kept it real.
Because the dolls look pretty much the same from the 80s. And now, of course, I didn't collect these, but my sister did, and they still smell, and they have the same smell as they did.
Can they smell it? Give a little
Can
smell.
you smell that? And those of you that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. That smell, it is undeniable, and it's the same stink.
It's strawberry-ish.
But yeah, I mean, this is
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, just as a 80s,
You kind of want those.
I do. I want this.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree. They really came correct.
Just to keep that
Yeah.
feeling alive.
And they brought the modern stuff out
yeah,
too.
they have the modern
They brought the modern,
version.
but they knew how to do it, and they released a replica 80s set of Strawberry Shortcake figures. Two dudes just hanging out in the Strawberry Shortcake aisle.
Hey.
Smurfs been around forever.
Yep.
You know, not bad. It's not the Smurf figures.
Because they
that I
keep making
remember.
the movies,
Yeah.
so there's new merchandise.
Again, not the figures that I remember, but not too bad.
All we gotta do is go down here a little bit.
Oh, come on down. We've got Care Bears.
Care Bears.
And to
Again.
me, they passed the retro test here. But
That I don't know.
that I'm not
is.
sure what they're trying to do there.
This is trying to keep it real.
They grabbed the correct packaging. I mean, this is the same retro packaging.
Oh.
I've got two of them
Do you
sitting
even have
in
the
my...
cousins?
Oh, Care Bear Cousins. Very good.
Oh, that's what this is. Okay. Well, he looks more like one of the regular.
And this is actually surprisingly correct. Not the shiny,
weird
sparkly
glitter,
version,
yeah.
but these were also released in the 80s, Care Bears figurines.
35 years of caring. Care Bears.
Wow, 35 years.
Again,
Just say that number.
it's amazing, man, and we're here. And we're still here to enjoy it.
35. I'm gonna give this the same reaction that I gave the Popples. I'm a big old fan of Alvin and the Chipmunks, and these are a little bit too hip for me.
Yeah, they've modernized.
They've modernized these a little bit too much. I'm putting them back.
I mean, they don't even. They're just.
It looks like a dude.
Yeah, they look a little more like dudes with weird stripes on them.
They're kind of like a. Yeah, they used to be chipmunks, and now they're kind of humans who've morphed with a chipmunk, and I don't like it. Oh, that's
Kind of like Mad
that
Scientist.
is totally Mad Scientist. Look at this.
Dr. Dreadful. Zombie Lab.
If any of you guys, maybe that could be a hey, do you remember this skit?
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
Mad Scientist was a pretty awesome toy line, toy line back in the mid 80s, probably about 86, 87, and
Gross out.
this is a little bit of a throwback to that. I like it.
And you make it and then you eat it. And it wasn't always the best. And you certainly didn't do that with Mad Scientist. That was more like gloopy gloppy, tear out your guts, put them back together. This is kind of like in the creepy crawly, where creepy crawlies at first you didn't eat, you just made them, and then they started like giving them like a edible, flavory type thing, grossy, gummy, and that's what these are. There's sets. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, so Star Wars 77. It's pretty much kept going since that. There was that lull for a little while after Return of the Jedi, and then they came back out in the mid 90s with Power of the Force, where the figures were like jacked up and like muscular and big like that. But I mean, Star Wars, certainly in the modern age, it's never going away.
You know that the 80s generation is taking over when Toys R Us opens up their own adult collectible aisle with throwback toys galore. This just caught my eye. I did not even know this existed, but Danger Mouse was a quick little show on Nickelodeon back in the day. I can't tell you what it's about, but
It was a British cartoon.
apparently it's got toys.
It was like a back-to-back with Count Duckula.
Oh, well, you can tell them what it's about.
Well, I actually really love Danger Mouse.
Oh,
look. Hiding.
Series 3, first edition.
These are the first editions.
Whoa. We might have just
Everything old is new again.
found a little something here. But yeah, when you take a look at this aisle, I mean, you've got horror figures, you've got NECA, you've got just really over the top, very detailed, articulated adult figures. I actually love this aisle. Just picked this up for myself the other day. Thank you very much. And this is one of my favorite concepts that NECA does. They take figures and they recreate the way they looked in a video game, and they put them in this amazing video game packaging. Obviously these Contra figures have been out a long time, but this just looks awesome. I love these figures. Yeah, you gotta get this. So what says throwback more than bringing back our video game systems? Not the PS6, not the Xbox Z, the Sega Genesis, and the Atari flashbacks. These are actually really awesome to get because these games took up so little memory that you could basically put 100 of them in this little box, and it pretty much replicates identical to the real thing. Sound is a little off, maybe some tweaks in the graphics, but if you get this, you're basically getting about 80 Sega Genesis games in one little box for $40. That's pretty awesome.
Wow.
That was a
What
time.
do you think, folks?
That was a time.
I mean, that was...
Legos are still around?
I
Legos are
know.
still around.
Holy
Toys R Us is still around?
Toys R Us.
Child World?
Toys
Wait,
R Us.
It is.
It is still around.
It ain't
Yes,
going
that's
anywhere.
never
Toys
going
R Us
anywhere.
isn't going anywhere. But what about that? What about, I mean, every aisle, practically every aisle that we walked up and down, we could find something that was from our generation, from our decade.
Yep, that's right. And they just brought it back, repackaged it for a new audience.
What does that say about our stuff?
Yeah.
That
Is that sad?
No,
That
it's
they can't come up with anything new?
No, it's because
Right,
the
good.
80s were the greatest decade of all time.
What he said. No.
Yeah, brother.
You can't do that. It's a nice shirt.
Oh, I know.
It's a Fright Rag shirt.
Oh, I know.
They
it
don't
is.
rip. Fright Rags
No,
shirts don't
I
rip.
tried.
They don't rip.
Oh, I had rowdy strength.
But I hope you guys enjoyed that, and you saw our thoughts on some of these items. Some are acceptable to us. Some, like Ruxpin, not so much. Nice try.
Creepnik.
Glad to see you're showing some love to our decade, but everything old is new again, boys and girls. And speaking of whatever, we're going to go to a break. We're running out of time. Enjoy these commercials. We'll be
The
right
lights
back.
are about to go off.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
It's a very delicious kind of day. What do you have there, strawberry shortcake?
Looks new.
It's my new strawberry shortcake cereal. It's berry pink. It's strawberry pink.
Righto.
Ooh, a crispy strawberry taste. Smells like strawberries, too. It's very good. I'd say it's a delicious part of this nutritious breakfast.
Very good.
Here's strawberry shortcake cereal. It's very delicious.
What's it like to play the Nintendo Entertainment System? The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Oh, that's going to come backwards.
I know. That's why I did it up there.
Huh.
Into the Christmas ether.
Now it just went down my throat.
The Holiday Pepsi.
Oh, man. So we just got wide. So we're about to get wide, folks.
Boom.
We're back.
Boom.
So
We are
now
back. We are back.
Yeah,
We are
ta-
back.
So what are we talking about now? We're gonna go right into our favorite Christmas holiday movies and specials.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, again, we've got these guys just enjoyed some commercials, right? They
Yeah.
enjoyed some lovely commercials, like you always do
Warm the
here
cockles.
on the New 80s Revolution. Little thank you again to everybody who's still hanging out with us, leaving those wonderful comments. Just did our top 5 toy or just top 5 Christmas presents of our ute, of our 2 utes,
Yeah.
3 utes now on
80s
this
utes,
table.
Yeah.
And but aside from the toys, aside from the decor, TV played a huge part. Aside from the snacks,
folks, we're about to eat vintage.
These are 30 years old.
I wish. No.
Got these off of eBay.
So these are the pudding pies. How many of you out there remember the pudding pie? Hostess made the pudding pie, and kids of the 80s certainly crunched down on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles green pudding pies. But the classic pudding pies, I saw these on a shelf. It was like, oh my god, a pudding pie. And
That's delicious.
haven't changed the recipe.
Not a bit.
Not like other things, but yes, this tastes the same.
This really does taste the same, folks. It's delicious.
Does it hold up?
Yeah.
Well, it's the pudding pie. And it went great
Yeah.
with the Christmas specials and movies that we watched.
Segue.
Wow.
Growing up,
while we were
segue.
eating the chocolate pudding pies, thinking about our Christmas presents, thinking about our Christmas festivities, television, as I was saying, played a huge role in our lives, in our childhood at Christmas time. And again, if I recall correctly, Christmas stuff started airing at Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Towards the end of November.
it did.
It did. So let's let's talk about some things that were special to us in regards to Christmas specials on the television, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's become tradition. A lot of these we watch. I mean, I've watched since I was a child. I make sure of it, much to my son's chagrin. Sometimes, much to my wife's chagrin. And who is a, self-professed Christmas junkie. But some of these things, my wife is about 9 years younger than me. She's a 90s girl.
Wow.
And she didn't grow up with a lot of these things. So she does it out of love. She bears through it.
She scoffs. She scoffs.
She doesn't scoff. She doesn't scoff, but it just wasn't her. She just wasn't exposed to it.
Right.
So I get that. But so to this day, I still watch pretty much all of these that I did growing up. But I mean, what do you guys?
Does she like your Bankin' and Rass stuff?
Rankin and Bass.
Wow!
Dun.
If I taught you anything,
You know the damn boy talking about bacon and rice.
You slather ass!
Rankin and Bass. Well, I'll tell you what.
Tell me.
She does like. I mean, everyone I think was exposed to Rudolph,
yes,
Frosty, and Santa Claus.
Well, we only had like 3 channels, so you had to.
So she likes those. But I am a Rankin and Bass connoisseur. So I like a plethora of their stuff, and some of it's a little too freaky
Deep
for my
cuts.
wife.
You go deep.
Oh yeah, I mean Pinocchio's Christmas.
Yeah.
Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
Stuff that only aired on Telemundo.
Jack Frost. That type of stuff. But anyway, so I mean, since I got it going right here, these are the things that I watched growing up and still watch today. A Christmas Story. How can you go wrong?
Never
It's a
heard of
tradition. Ralphie wants that BB gun. You guys know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's a house in America that doesn't have that thing on.
Even if you don't like it, you have it on.
Well,
Yeah,
first of all,
like,
who
I
doesn't
got it.
like it?
Yeah.
Well,
there's people.
It's funny.
There's
Like
people.
lots of people don't like it, and actually, growing up and to this day, most adults around me was always like, "That movie is garbage,
Vile.
That's a crap movie. Like I don't know why you love that movie." Blah blah blah. I had to deal with that a lot, but I still watched it all the time.
So good.
Nothing funny.
You
about
forget
Vision
you
Max.
forget how good it is until you watch it again. You're like, oh my god.
Oh, I never forget.
Well, I don't. Well, there might have been a period where I was like thinking I was over it, and then I watched it, and I'm like, this movie's brilliant. I know it by heart.
It brings back so many
Oh, so
emotions, nostalgia. It's just it is a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
And I want to visit the house. You can go to the house, folks.
Cleveland.
In Cleveland. We need to go to the house where
Road
they
trip.
shot Christmas Story. I brought it up to Jason. I think we're going to do it.
Episode?
That's right. It can be an episode because
Episode?
there's 3 vintage toy shops down there
Oh my god.
in Cleveland that we can all go to
Road trip.
while visiting the
Oh.
Christmas Story house.
Road trip to the... If you guys want to see the 80s revolution...
Get them to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
No, I think we'd like to do it before then. Get us to 700.
Yeah, please.
And we're going to go to Cleveland,
kinda
check out the
attitude.
Christmas Story house, check out a couple of vintage antique toy shops, call them all gougers, leave with nothing, but have a good time.
That's right. Okay, so I also watched Mickey's A Christmas Carol.
Fantastic.
Another classic. Yogi's First Christmas. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. It was a Hanna-Barbera Christmas
Yep.
special.
Oh.
It was around 80, 81, maybe around there, but they reran it a lot. It was pretty good, and I still watch it to this day. A Muppet Family Christmas. This was a 1987 special. Again, I've watched it almost every year. Just watched it.
Yes.
at Saturday Morning Sleepover Christmas Edition, which you were. Were you there for that? For Muppet
I
Family
think that's
Christmas?
when I got up and left.
Oh,
not because of that.
I can't believe it.
Do we really have to talk about the Saturday morning sleepover?
Yeah, it was
I
fantastic,
don't think
Jason.
we
I don't
have
know
to
what
talk
you were
about
doing.
it. I don't think.
Anyway, so then a Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, another classic.
That it is indeed.
Love that
89.
movie.
If everybody's thinking like, oh, I don't know.
No, it's
That's
89. It's 1989.
I saw that.
But watch it every year. It's a great Christmas movie, but it is not my favorite vacation movie. No,
Whoa, that's a bold
European
statement.
Vacation has and always will be my
Wow.
favorite. I love
funny.
Vacation, but
That's
European, I don't know, it just does it for me.
Big Ben. Parliament.
Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas. This was a special on television. I think it was CBS.
That's a CBS thing.
And again, I've watched it every year. Most of you will know it as the California Raisins special, because the last clip is the California Raisins singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Nice.
Reindeer.
When did you last watch that?
Oh, at Saturday Morning Sleepover.
Oh, what a great time that
the
was.
Christmas edition.
We had a blast.
Then Rankin and Bass's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, Rankin and Bass's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
There's a
Rankin and
theme.
Bass's Santa Claus
There's
is
a
Coming to
theme.
Town, Rankin and Bass's Frosty the Snowman. These are all every year, every single year, and a Charlie Brown Christmas. That was my 80s youth Christmas specials TV. I'm sure like Dolly Parton snuck in there somewhere with a Smoky Mountain Christmas or whatever.
Kenny Rogers.
I kind of remember those.
Supposed me.
I've
Things
heard that.
like
Yeah.
that, you know. But yeah,
Wow.
I still watch
Well.
them to this day, folks.
You know, I can always, we, all of us, all you guys out there in TV land, can always count on a very deep list from you, sir.
It wasn't that long.
Well, I mean,
it wasn't a
it's
page and a
longer
half.
than mine.
No honorable mentions.
No honorable mentions this time. But I feel kind of like an underprivileged slob because I don't. I mean, I'm sure that I've seen some of these things.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
They are good, and I'm a little
We should have
disappointed.
more.
There's more.
Oh, there's more. I thought you only brought 4.
No, it's the
Or
whole
is it-
pack.
was it the whole pack. I threw myself in front of the television for Rudolph, for Frosty. Yes to the Peanuts Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas. I think that's the one at the end where they're all whistling up in the air. Isn't that where they're singing and they're whistling? They have the weird whistle look. It doesn't matter.
Their heads cocked back.
Yeah. Thank you. But you know, I was probably watching wrestling. I don't know. I mean, I just
It seems like your youth.
there was
was-
like one thing
was
on
wrestling.
television. So I'm gonna,
You got out of your bed in wrestling shorts,
No. Boots.
already sweating.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Already. Well.
I
don't
mean,
wanna know.
yelling at the fridge, yelling at your breakfast. You think you can take me on cereal? You don't know what got me, and you just like slam the
Dropped
breakfast
an elbow in your
table.
cereal?
Tomorrow morning, after lunch, toast. It's gonna be you and me. Yeah.
Wait until I see you after school breakfast.
Probably yes. Probably yes, for sure. And so, you know, I'll give you two boring ones, but I'll tell you. I mean, Christmas Story.
Well, yeah, I mean, again.
I mean, I'm
that's
just
gonna
going to
be on
repeat 2 of
everybody's.
yours. Christmas Story was and is a wonderful trip back in time to childhood. The boys and girls today have the joy of watching it 24 hours. I think that started somewhere in the 90s.
It did,
Turner.
and
Yeah.
it's still going.
Yeah.
To this
Still
day.
going 24/7 on TNT and TBS. Superstation.
605.
605. That gets me tingly. So,
But I don't have cable, so we just put in the Blu-ray.
well,
Times have
and
changed,
and you
folks.
watch it over and
Watch
over.
it whenever you want.
I will fall asleep to the Christmas Story on Christmas Eve.
Oh, sure.
And Christmas night. I think it goes to maybe 10.
I make
or
sure
8.
my kid watches it.
Yeah, I
on
mean that's
Christmas
just
Eve.
great. There's nothing negative that I can say about that movie. I'll watch it. You know, I remember being a kid and renting it during non-Christmas.
Yeah.
I would rent it like June, and sit around
Right, that's
after the
just
pool
crazy talk.
and watch Christmas Story. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Another timeless, wonderful. Quote it. I mean, you get people like us together in a room to watch that movie, and nobody's actually watching the movie because we're just showing off.
Well, I find something new every time I watch
yeah.
it.
It's great.
I still,
Least
as
favorite
many years,
Griswold kids.
as many times as I've watched it, I still cannot get the rant down.
Oh right, yeah.
I mean,
You know what I did one year?
you gotta be a savant.
I googled it.
Or
I printed the script out. I googled that part.
Oh,
I
yeah.
printed it out, and I called and left a message for my in-laws, giving that rant on their voicemail. But you can't.
No.
You can't capture it.
I'm sure somebody's gonna show us a video.
Send us a
Look, this
video
guy did it.
of you doing the rant, and you know what that is. I don't know. That's it as far as Christmas stuff. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
I am ashamed to say that I probably just started watching that
I don't think you're alone in that.
about
I've heard a lot
3
of
years
people.
ago.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people.
But it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean that was never a big deal for me.
Yeah.
No, it certainly was like my family and stuff, but it just never appealed.
I
to
think
me.
you have to be a little bit of, I wouldn't call us adults, but I think you have to be our numerical age to enjoy that movie, because I stared at it in awe. Jimmy Stewart is just off the charts. I don't even know how much of that movie it was scripted for him, because he seems so natural.
Well, that was like a documentary. That was all real time. That was happening.
Yeah.
That was the revelation back then.
And it was filmed around here.
Yeah. They just put some cameras on him and
It
said,
takes place. Around.
Go,
Yeah.
go, James.
Yeah, and then all that magical stuff just started happening.
Yeah. So that was terrible. I didn't get that one going. I was not throaty enough on that one. So that's it. Nothing too crazy for me. If my parents again could tear me away from WWF Superstars of Wrestling, then maybe I'd watch a Christmas special, but only a few minutes of it.
It'd be like, Jason, Rudolph's on.
Get away!
Hercules is on.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat is on. See,
Outback Jack.
Deep
cut.
Tanski.
Let's bring up the controversy.
Oh,
But Hacksaw Jim Duggins has his 2x4.
I consider this one of the ultimate Christmas movies.
Batman Returns?
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
too.
do. I love that one too.
That's not 80s, so.
No, it's not. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry I brought up Batman Returns.
Madrin.
It is
Jesus.
Die Hard.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. How can I forget?
Okay.
We watch that every year.
Hey,
We watch that every year.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Can't celebrate Christmas unless I've seen Die Hard.
Words to live by.
Lethal Weapon. Not as Christmassy.
No, not as.
But I like-
you
I like
it's a
to
Shane
try-
Black, so
Yeah, I like to try and work it in if I can, and I did this year, so that's good. And this one.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Oh, he was like, Gremlins. Sorry, Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Is the epitome of nostalgia Christmas, I think. That small town, Kingston Falls, the lights,
The town
snow.
closes down.
It's not the Universal backlot. It is.
No, that's a real place. And Clamp is going to build it. Yeah,
Gremlins.
I love Gremlins. I just recently purchased a Topps
Joe Dante?
sticker book. Oh, yeah.
You got him in your house.
Yes, he's just sitting there, and I'm like,
You got Gizmo?
right, Howling.
You found a Mogwai
remake.
for real?
That'd be cool. But yeah, I just got this sticker book, the Topps sticker book, and it came with the complete set of stickers. I don't know
things were
whether
great. Those things
I don't
were
know
great.
whether or not to put them in the book.
Do y'all remember those guys?
Sticker
The
books.
sticker. That's something we can probably do a
25 cents a pack.
a segment.
Sticker
the
books.
sticker books. The movie, cartoon, TV tie-in
Loved
sticker
it.
books.
Look
They
at
were
you,
great.
Tansky, giving us show ideas.
Look at that.
Yeah, have you around more often.
That'd be fun. I have my Return of the Jedi one still. I have the wrestling one. He-Man.
Willow.
Oh, you have a Willow.
We have a Willow one.
Sticker book?
Me and my wife. Yep. From the movie Willow. 1988, folks.
To the
Nice.
Willow Smith.
What about Love for Home Alone?
That is not an 80s
That was
film?
1990. How dare you?
You don't even know.
How dare you?
I do watch that, but I didn't want to
I
bring it
don't
up
even
here.
want to be here anymore.
That's for the spin-off show, the new 90s
Yeah, when we do the
Revolution.
90s de-evolution.
Ugh, it's not going to happen. All right, yeah, I guess.
Trying to
Yeah,
think if there's
Home
any other-
Alone, 90, huh?
Man, we did it.
I guess that disqualifies It's a Wonderful Life.
Family
then.
Ties,
I mean,
Christmas carols.
we just
episode.
did a whole day of
What was that called again?
Saturday morning sleepover, the Christmas edition.
That was
you had
fun.
You had it last Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yes, it was last Saturday. It was just a day full of
I thought it was coming up.
80s
Wonderment.
80s television
Fruitcake?
specials, TVs. Yeah, there was fruitcake.
Fruitcake was.
Ugh.
This pumpkin dip.
Ah, well, yes, that's a.
That's.
I
I
thought
feel
that's
that
something
nipple.
We make
would've
that all
gone to.
the time. It was so delicious. It was
Wonderful.
very good.
I think it's time for us to talk about something else.
So there you go, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's underrated honorable mention for me. Now that I'm thinking about it,
No,
Brady
no.
Bunch had a Christmas episode.
Was Oliver in it?
No, Oliver.
Are you talking about the Very Brady Christmas?
No, I'm
The
talking
special
about
or an
a
actual the
regular season episode. Very early on, I think it's season 1 or 2. I think it's season 1. Carol is singing in the church choir, gets a little laryngitis, can't sing, and so everybody has a little prayer, a little special prayer, and Carol gets her voice back and sings a Christmas mass.
Oh, just in time.
It's kind of a rare episode. I don't think it airs regularly. In fact, I don't think Brady Bunch airs at all. But
I'm sure it does somewhere.
yeah, somewhere in
I love the Brady Bunch.
TV land. So that's our top 5, or not ever, no top 5.
just not even our top
list.
5.
Just
Like
one list.
plethora.
Not
Yeah.
everything has to be structured here on the New 80s
No, this
Revolution.
was just
chaos.
Not at all. So what are we
Little memory lane.
What are we
Little
going to do
memory
here?
lane.
You going to commercial or what?
I think we should go to
We should go to
commercial.
We should get more
commercial.
snack cakes.
We're going to
Yeah, let's
have
get
more
some more
snack
snack
cakes.
cakes.
We're going to stuff ourselves with
Parched.
pudding.
Gotta get some more caffeine in it. I'm really parched. I'm losing it.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
A McDade's Christmas is gifts that will have them talking, like the GTE Flip Phone 2 with last number recall, now just $37.96, plus a free wall holster. It's the GTE Sweet Talk phone in the French style, now just $39.90 at McDade's. And its reliable TDK audio cassettes, 4-pack of 90-minute cassettes, now just $6.96 at McDade's. This year, make it a McDade's Christmas.
So you have heard us mention many, many times that back in our day, we didn't know ahead of time what was going to be gracing the aisles of our favorite toy store. We didn't have the intranet. We didn't have the information superhighway. There were no spoilers. We didn't know what was coming out unless we saw a commercial for it, unless our wonderful families ended up taking us to the toy store, or unless we got our hands on something that we used to call a catalog. That's right, like I totally remember toy catalogs. Do you?
It's here, the new Sears Wish Book. And oh, what a wish book. Over 600 pages, some with gifts your family's never gotten before. Gifts they'll really be glad to open. Gifts that are fun and lovable and unexpected.
Oh, what a wish book.
There are gifts that Sears will monogram. How about something colorful or warm and cozy or tasteful? Now's the time to look in the wish book for ideas.
I love you.
There's something for everyone on your list, including brand names and gifts that are hard to find. There are even special pages of gifts that cost just what you want to spend. It's so easy to make wishes come true with the new Sears Wish Book. Sears will even ship your gifts for you. What more could you wish for? And this year's Wish Book is so magical, so merry, it even has a sweepstakes with $15 million in prizes. Do your shopping early through October 31st, and you can be an instant winner.
There you go. Those were called catalogs. And as you can see, they were chock full of stuff that we didn't even know existed until we got our hands on one of these.
Well, and like, I'm sure you did it, I know I did it, but we went into the catalog and we checked or circled the things that we wanted for that Christmas that year.
Absolutely, yes.
And the pages were just ruined by children.
Yes.
in a good, fun way.
Yes.
In a good, childlike, fun way.
Yes. This.
Wonderment.
Yeah. The annual Sears Wish Book.
That got sent to you for free.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them did. It wasn't just Sears.
Right.
Well, J.C. Penney's service merchandise, I remember.
Service merchandise.
Wow.
Macy's did it.
Okay.
They did. They did it. And then I remember. I can't remember if it was 80s or later, like mid 90s. But do you remember that like Toys R Us put out a?
Oh, they still do. They still do. We get them.
Yeah, but it was thicker back in the day. It was like a Kelvin and Hobbes style book back in the day. You know, I mean, it was. Now it's like a pamphlet.
Yeah, it's like a 40-page pamphlet now.
Yeah.
My kid gets one every year in the mail. Mm-hmm.
And I still go through it.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Love
Come
it,
on.
Love it. But yeah,
we're man children.
Catalogs, boys and girls. Catalogs again, and we're gonna show you a few. We'll give you a little more up close and personal look at these catalogs. But I'm telling you, you get your hands on one of these blasts from the past today. I find myself not even looking at the toy section. I mean, of course I do, but I will scour the whole magazine.
Well, it's a
bra
blast
section.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
it's a blast for the past.
Absolutely, those weird cone-shaped brassieres.
You're seeing everything that you grew up with, basically, like
furniture.
Of course, you want to go
dishes.
through it and just relive all that.
Absolutely.
That being said, I did love how the toy section was sectioned off by the yellow paper.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you knew where you were going.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So speaking of in your hands,
in my hands,
got it.
In my grubby little
I got one too.
salty hands. Mine, unfortunately, has fallen into the hands of a 5-year-old.
Oh.
And so the cover and a few pages have been lost. But this is the 19...
The yellow page.
The yellow, folks.
Yes. You got to divide it by the yellow. They all have it.
And toys.
They all got it.
And there was a lot of toys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
just like 3 pages.
I mean, this is the 1984 Sears Wish Book.
This is 88. We got the firehouse.
You knew where to go. You go to the back so you can see your primitive video games.
This was a later year. This was 1991.
90?
Can that be here?
What is this?
Can that be here?
I don't know. I think Mr. Chris Tanski brought that, but it doesn't matter because, listen, folks, you still were growing up, and these still were happening. These beauties. Well, speaking of beauty, look at
the cost.
Oh my goodness!
Look at the price.
Look at this. We'll get a close up of this, but this was a VCR/TV. This was the giant all-in-one 20-inch.
20-inch
For a
We're talking big
mere
screen.
499.
Today, $49 is still overpriced for that thing.
Today, you can get this for 49 cents at a Goodwill.
Salvation Army.
But man, like looking through this is totally a blast.
We want these people to see.
Like,
you guys got to see. You got to see what
we're
we
gonna
see.
show them. We're gonna show them.
You got to see what we see here.
But I mean, it really I wish we had things like this today.
Wow, bed sheets.
And I always
Bed
hated
sheets.
how they had like sports stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
and they never had your team.
Oh. Man, you really are nailing it. They really.
So I'm gonna get a Bill. No,
you're not.
Bills,
You're gonna get a
anything.
Pittsburgh Steelers one or a Raiders
Cowboy.
one.
The
Yeah, or the
Game
Cowboys.
Gear. The Game Gear.
Wow, that's a nice looking book. Oh,
there it is.
Oh,
Sega Genesis.
Sega.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Let's show them. Let's show them.
We're gonna show
They
you.
don't know what we're doing. We're just
We
sitting
need
here.
to check this out, folks.
I want them to see it.
You're missing out.
And I love how they had like
you got to be able to order this stuff before Christmas. We're like 3 weeks away.
Got to order it
less
now.
than 3 weeks.
For comic books, they gave you like 40 comics. It was like a
Oh yeah, you'd buy a packet
yeah,
of
it was
comics.
the whole
Yes.
pack.
Wow, look at this stuff.
hobby horses. I wonder,
Now,
is your camera?
Is that a TV cart right there, or is that a TV cart?
That's a microwave.
Would you like to have one of
Yeah,
those?
look in there. I wonder if the PXL 2000 is in that beauty.
Woo. Well, boys and girls, it has come to the point in the show.
You know what, though? First, we should say thanks to Chris Tanski.
Oh,
for coming
Chris
by.
Tanski, you know,
going through some memories with us.
We're talking about memories. We're talking about
Christmas memories.
We're talking about Christmas memories. this guy Chris Tanski that was sitting here on the couch, Chris Tanski and I actually go back in time about, what, 20, 25 years maybe? So we kind of knew each other in childhood through association, and then all these decades later, here he is sitting his fine self on my couch.
Yeah, and I only knew Chris from other people. And it wasn't until recently that we actually got to meet.
Yeah.
But for years I knew of Tanski this, Tanski that.
Who is this mythical Tanski?
And then like one day I was just, I had a terrible case of diarrhea, and I like booked it upstairs. I was like, get out of my way, I'm gonna unload. And I opened the door, and he's already sitting there on my turlet. But I was just like, Chris Tanski, it's you! Whatever! So I sat down and I ripped it anyway with him sitting right there on the turlet. So we bonded and it was great, and we got to talk about how we knew each other through other people, and it was a good time. So, but right now, I think we need to get magical, Jason.
So basically everybody knows Chris Tanski through other people.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now we know him officially. And now you guys know him. Is he going to be back? I don't think so. Oh, wait, probably not.
Keep going.
But,
I have to get proper. I gotta.
We might see more of him.
I have to be Santa Sievage.
We have decided on this very special episode to give each other gifts.
That's right.
And here they are.
That's right. Did you know, Jason, that it's 6 months since we started doing this together?
So this is kind of an anniversary gift as well.
In a way, yes.
Wow. 6 months since we've been doing this show.
That's right. Together, as a team, as the new
Together.
80s revolution.
When I go
6
back
months.
and I look at some of the old videos, I think I've been doing this for about a year and like maybe 3 months. So 6 months for us. Channel's going strong. 622 subscribers. Live Q&A Saturday, January 13th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And onward and upward. We've got a second Christmas episode coming this month.
That's right.
Where you will see what Santa brought us. And some other fun stuff planned.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sure.
It's
more
gonna be another
chocolate
great
pudding
show.
cakes.
Hopefully.
We've got stuff coming in the new year. We've got a special 80s themed food show where
with Chris Tanski.
Where we might just be eating a whole lot of food, just getting silly with it. Lots of fun stuff coming up. But right now, I'm just pumped here. I don't want to. You have wrapped this in classic, real classic, retro ET wrapping paper. First of all, the wrapping paper itself is a gift to me. So thank you for that. You go first.
Me?
Yeah, you go first. You go first.
Okay. All right. Well,
do that one.
All right. Ooh, it's got some heft to it.
Oh, by the way, I am notorious within my family as being
being an amazing rapper.
Horrible rapper. And so I just wanted to keep that going.
It is pretty good. All right.
I do my best.
Let's get thick.
Get in there. Get on it. Open it up now.
Hey! Hey! Look! Finally!
Yes!
Finally!
Yes!
No more bootlegs for me!
No!
It's the entire Mask series on DVD. Oh, hey!
Well, you know, you being such a Mask fan,
you would think I would have it.
I was blown away when you didn't have it.
No, I know, just bootlegs, because the set has always been so expensive.
Well,
so
not as much as a steak dinner.
This guy.
Thank
you so much.
Of course.
That is awesome.
Keep going.
That's awesome.
Keep going.
Oh, man.
Keep going.
All right.
No, that's just paper.
Oh.
Yeah, there's nothing.
You got me air.
Well.
A box.
Not only a box, but a box of Azteca full-size flour tortillas.
Mexican.
Brought to you by Mexicans.
Okay. Oh.
Silky now.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
You. Folks. Oh. Look! Packaged monster Ghostbusters. The monsters!
I just, you know.
Oh.
I had one when I was 8 years old.
Oh, Jason. That is awesome.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Thank you. Good journey.
Good journey.
Thank you so much.
All right,
I'm going to take this home.
Okay.
See you guys.
Thanks everybody for coming out.
Episode.
I didn't go to the Saturday sleepover.
All right.
I'm going to take my
That
time
is awesome.
here.
That is awesome.
I certainly.
Well, let's get this out of the way because we're gonna.
I just don't want.
You're gonna need to
do any.
This has
damage.
layers.
Oh my!
Once you get in there, this is.
There's some fuzz on it from your house. Maybe some cat hair. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. But I'm gonna take my.
This is red.
I just don't want to. Okay. I don't want to hurt this ET paper. Because this is something's. Let me do something.
1986.
You know, decent cards.
This is already. Oh no! Look at this. This is.
Chris,
guys, look.
A little crease.
The bubbles.
Little crease.
The bubbles are intact. They're not even yellow. This is amazing. This is fantastic. I am creaming in my jeans.
Well, be on eBay at the right time, right place. Get yourself a 2-for-1 deal.
This is great. My Christmas is already done.
Done. Genuine, not modern, genuine ET wrapping paper.
That's right. Only the best from a man, Jason here. All right, now remember what I told you.
Yeah, tell me
This
again.
was an out of the box type of thing. This was like, I didn't want to get you something that you could just, you know, that anybody, like any sort of vintage retro thing that you would think I would get you.
I'm hearing you.
But what I did was, I zeroed in on something that you like in particular.
Speak on it.
Something that you find just so magical in your life, and in your growing up and your adulthood.
This is legitimate joy and excitement. right now.
So I said, oh, this is the thing. This is it. And like I said, there's layers. We gotta
peel.
You gotta go through
Let's
things.
peel.
So.
Shall we start peeling?
Yeah, let's do it. You're gonna be like, what the?
This is hardcore, folks. This is real. Wow. What do we have here? Oh, there's stuff in here.
No, it's all in here. It's all in here.
Okay, we've got ourselves a lunchbox. Okay, you watching this? This is a Return of the Living Dead lunchbox. Boys and girls. She's a beaut. There's more?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! Oh, we've got a Tarman t-shirt, guys. We've got a Night Return of the Living Dead pint glass, because you know that I'm a fan of beverages that go in a pint glass. Look at the fun. Holy cow. There's so much horror stuff here. We've got, oh my God, we've got, wow. We've got stickers. We've got stickers. We've got more. Oh, I don't need patches. Holy cow. Patches. We've got buttons. We got more stickers. Christopher. We got more buttons. Oh, I'm all shaky. Wow, we got the Power Glove sticker. We got the Ghostbusters sticker. We got the 8-bits. We got some Garbage Pail Kids. We got Creepy Commander. Beautiful. He-Man. Christopher. Over here. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
God bless us.
One and all, what a wonderful Christmas surprise. This is so great. I'm so excited. I can't wait to wear this is just great. It's Chris Seaver. That guy over there is Chris Tanski. I'm Jason Nubb. This is just a holiday Christmas episode of the New 80s Revolutions. Let's look at our stuff. We'll see you guys next time, okay?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.